Andrew Barrow.
Too kind.
I want to talk hoops. Where do you stand on the Lakers bubble championship?
I have very vague memories. I think I could probably tell you, to be honest.
What got you into beat making?
But none of these gosh darn sounds are what I need. And I've been sitting there going through a whole page of like snares, and everybody's.
My final question to you, Andrew. Who is Andrew Barrow? Nationers, welcome back to another episode of The Realest Podcast. Banner is right behind me, just like always, but what is also on the screen is a dear friend of mine. He is a beat maker, maybe even songwriter, who knows? He is a basketball enthusiast. He's a longtime friend of mine, Andrew Barrow.
Too kind. Thank you.
I wish we had an audience. Maybe one day we will, where we have an audience and we get
like
a clap for the guests.
That'd be super cool.
But Andrew, welcome onto the podcast. How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good. You know, just hanging in there, bro. It's just been another day. You know, it's how it goes, bro. It's just trying to make it day by day. Just trying to keep that shit positive. Sorry, I do have a little bit of a potty mouth. I'll say potty mouth. There it is. But But yeah, it's been a good day, man. Chilling. How about you, bro? You doing good?
Yeah, feeling good. I know you got off early from work today. I'm sure that's really nice. You know, finding the small blessings in a busy life that you live.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
But yeah, been good today. Did a little bit of golfing and got to get my workout in. Yeah, it's fun. I wish we had. I know. Over in Liberty Lake, you know, golf mecca of like Spokane, it feels like.
Basically.
There's that strip. I think they're going to put a Top Golf in there. I think that there's some.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
There's like a TikToker, a content creator that like does real estate here in Spokane.
Oh, for sure? Okay.
Yeah, and she was like, hey, there's like the city of Liberty Lake.
Yeah.
Has put in permits, you know, or Top Golf has put in permits. So
they're starting to put it in motion slowly but surely.
Yeah. They just need to buy the land and get things
moving.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be super
nice. Golf is really fun.
I was like, I've gone to one of those Top Golfs over in what is it called? California?
Okay.
Yeah, I've hit one of those over there.
They're really fun.
Yeah, they're super fun, dude. They're always crazy. The first time I walked in, I was like, yo, this might be too much for me, bro.
It's like a Dave & Buster's for golf.
Yeah.
And it like does seem a little intense because like everything's moving. There's a bunch of people walking.
Yeah, coming in and out, bro. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a drink real quick. I'm going to chill out a little bit. But no, man, super fun stuff.
It's good. That's good.
It'll be cool to get one over here for sure.
We're
starting to get more popping over here in Spokane, which is nice. Like I think in general with everything, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for this. What is it? Episode 86? Is that
87? I might have said 86. 87.
Okay, dang.
We're up there.
Heck
We're up
bro.
there.
That's super cool.
It's closing in a few more weeks, few more months for episode 100, which I think is super cool.
That's always fun.
But yeah, glad to have you on the podcast. Like I mentioned,
always happy.
You're a longtime friend of mine. I've known you. I don't even know. This was one thing I was going to ask you before the podcast. One, how long have we known each other? So I guess a little bit of context, kind of a friend of a friend in a way.
Yeah.
Because Daisy, if I'm
cousin.
not wrong. Okay.
Yep.
That was
our
the one
connection.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you knew Daisy, you know, whether it was a family friend, obviously a cousin in this case. I don't know when we met. I knew it was probably when we were younger.
I have very vague
school.
memories. I think I could probably tell you, to be honest.
Yeah. If you had a guess.
Yeah, I have a very good guess. Okay.
I feel like I have a guess too.
I think the very first time that I like met you and like all of our friends, because when I was younger, I was super shy. I was kind of like a little standoffish. You know what I you
had glasses.
Yeah,
right?
I was a little bit nerdy. I got contacts now, so
nice.
You know, I didn't want the glare to come off. But no. But for real, on the real note, yeah, I had that kind of like nerdy look, you know, and I just was like, I don't know, just like kind of that shy kid, you know.
Right.
But she was having a birthday party, and I was just chilling in the living room playing Sonic, bro, because she was obsessed with Sonic. And then I'm pretty sure it was you that came in there. You're like, yo, what are you doing in here? And I was gaming, and then you're like, that's super cool. And then we just started like just chopping it up, and then I think we started gaming, and then you're like, let's go outside and hang out with everybody, and then we kind of just went outside.
I vaguely remember the Sonic thing.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine Daisy's living room right now, the TV, all of that.
It's super small, you know.
Right,
it's not a big place because
stairs.
like there's like a patio, right? And the patio's like out here, right? And then you got your kitchen. Yeah. And then you got the living room. Yeah. And it's like back to back to back.
Intermingled. Because I do remember that birthday party because it was around the time that Daisy and her family got the taco truck. They had the
Yeah, they were starting
the food truck itself sitting out there. I remember the piñata.
Yeah.
I remember they had us blindfolded and they had this giant rope and they were swinging it. And Lupe, Daisy's mom, that is, she would be yanking the thing.
Dude, yeah. we have a fun.
Miss.
Yeah, bro. And then we switch off and someone else would start going, bro. Yeah, it's a good time.
It was good. I do remember, I think that was around like 5th grade birthday. That would have been we were like 11 or 12.
It might have been. I was going to say like, I was thinking like a little bit more maybe middle schoolish, but that might have been probably like right there.
Maybe even like 6th grade. Yeah. Because I guess ours was a little different. Our middle school was way different than probably even yours in most traditional senses as well.
It was like a little different, but I mean.
Because where'd you go to elementary school?
I went to elementary school over at Farwell for like kindergarten, right? And then I transferred to like Evergreen, and that's where I finished out my not my middle school.
That's in the CV district, yeah?
No, that's actually up north. That's over in like the Meade district. So Evergreen is like one of those like original like the OG like elementary schools over there, right? Because now I don't know if you know. I know you'll be over here in the valley and stuff because we're like it's almost like when you think about like Spokane Valley and Spokane, like the North Spokane, it's just like two different cities almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like two different spots. So like. Up north, they've been starting to build like a bunch of new elementaries, middle school, stuff like that.
But that's like one that's been there. Like, like OG. It's not like a new one that.
Exactly, yeah. And
so
that's
you were up in the Meade Mount Spokane area.
Exactly. And then I finished out my high school over in Mount Spokane.
Okay, that makes sense because they split depending on where you're kind of at.
Evergreen splits technically to like what's it called? Oh my gosh, Northwood. Right? Northwood, and then it goes to Meade.
Right.
So I followed that route, but then I split off, and then I went to like Mount Spokane to finish off my high school.
Okay,
like,
but you did go to Meade for a few years.
For like a couple years.
Okay, and then finished
over at Mount Spokane.
Okay, cool. That's very, very interesting. Me and my dad were talking about it because I've been door dashing, and I was driving in the.
Sorry, I was like, damn, I got all
I know, especially with our dog.
Dude, sorry.
That
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
Good. But while I've been door dashing, I've been seeing a lot of like elementary schools. I'm like, especially in the CV district.
Yeah.
I've been driving up, past Sprague, and I was coming down from like 32nd, which for a visual was like basically the last road in the valley, pretty much. There's a few branches that kind of get you into other neighborhoods that extend more, I guess, south in this case. But 32nd, coming down, going to like 24, saw an elementary school. Okay, I know that there's Evergreen Middle School or even elementary. Might have been middle school. I don't regardless.
Yeah.
There's one on like 16th, and then I passed another one, and there's one on 8th. I'm like, a 2-mile radius and there's crazy. 3 like elementary or middle schools.
They're going crazy with it right now, bro. I think it's also because we're starting to get a little bit more, like I said earlier, we're getting more populated, bro. So we're like bringing in more people. Yeah. I know we're getting like a lot of folks from like California. Yeah. Like, cause I've had some coworkers, even this coworker right now, they came up from California they came up from California and like, it's just cause it's cheaper over here, man. I mean, down there it's super expensive. I mean, shoot, like having like a 2-bedroom, I think, don't quote me on this, it's like dang near like fucking like $2,000 or something like that. It's like, it's up there. You know what I mean? And over here, I mean, it's not any better, but it's like, it's definitely cheaper. You know what I mean? It's more affordable. You got all more 4 seasons. Yeah, exactly. And everyone, like a lot of people are nerds for the nature. Yeah. Nature nerds, and I am too, man. I like going on hikes and stuff.
Well, yeah. And like Spokane's beautiful for that, where it's like, you do have all 4 seasons. Some days you get all 4 seasons in one day. And then also, I mean, there's hikes, there's things that you could do outside the city that's not like an hour drive. Like, even in a lot of places in California, I'm sure you probably visited.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a full day to go out and go do something. Whereas we could go on a hike, come back and still like watch a movie and
chill.
Not be like tired and like relax.
Make dinner,
Yeah, it's like it is kind of a part of your day. You're not making a whole day out of it sometimes. And I mean, certainly, we have a nice river that runs through the city.
Definitely.
Spokane's beautiful because of that. It's pretty diverse in the things you can do.
Exactly.
I will say, even talking to some of my friends or people that have either moved out for college or just for the time being, sometimes they're like, man, like, and for some people, moving out and seeing a different, city or, living, different environments, like, oh, wow, like I was missing out. You have, like, when we look at like a town like Rosalia, coming down to like Pullman, it's like, who lives there? It's like, I could never imagine myself living in this little farm town with like 200 people, 400 people, because I've lived in this big, there's 200 people in this neighborhood, right? like the entire town of Rosalia can fit in this neighborhood because of how many people are here. And so just in comparison, like I'm glad that Spokane is definitely getting an influx, whether that is people from Seattle, you know, maybe trying to find cheaper places to live. Sure. I mean, I even know like the Tri-Cities itself, like that's pretty big. Moses Lake has been ever expanding ever since like the 70s. I only know that because my dad grew up in Moses Lake, so that's the only reason I knew that. But all in all, like Spokane's beautiful. I mean, we have stuff downtown. Like I'm sure you probably hoop up downtown a bunch.
Yeah, I
actually at those courts.
I'm like not even like 10 minutes from there. I'm like 5 minutes. I could probably walk there, to be honest. Yeah, I go down there all the time. Definitely nice that I'm actually kind of glad that they redid that entire riverfront. I don't know about you. But. Dude, back in the day, bro, when I was like kid, bro, like it's cool. They had the roller coasters. I don't know if you remember that, bro.
Yeah. What is it called?
Pavilion.
Pavilion. Yep. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, like that's like OG stuff right there. Bro.
Yeah, when they had for context, we have if you ever look up like a photo of Spokane, you'll see this giant pavilion. You'll probably see the clock tower. You'll probably see a bridge. That's like the 3 biggest monuments in downtown. And a part of this pavilion, which is kind of the spiraling circus tent. It looks like a giant circus tent.
And it lights up. Now it lights up.
Right, yeah, and it looks cool.
No,
like you have a concert there, and like it's like a little venue. You can fit so many people there.
It's crazy,
Like they have Hoop Fest stuff there, which is like
they have like the dunk contest and stuff. Like
big center court.
Yeah, get that mass attention, bro.
And it's so cool because what it used to be was this giant like amusement park.
But it wasn't like a big one, though.
No, it had like 4 rides, and it was like dead.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I also went like midweek sometimes, like when we'd have a day off on like Wednesday before like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I mean,
still like even on the weekends, bro. I mean, it wasn't like popping.
Yeah.
And then they had the movie theater also inside, bro.
They had the IMAX, right?
Which I thought that was interesting because I was like, when I was younger, don't judge me here. When I was younger, I'd be like, how they fit that IMAX in there, bro? You know what I mean?
I don't blame you. I mean, I think as a kid, even we're curious about this thing. For like, I've seen a theater. I've been in one, but like, how do they fit one in there?
Dude, I swear. Even now, bro, I go see movies I got the AMC pass.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I've been going to see movies like that.
So do you get like a few movies a month for like free?
It's not just a month. It's so I got like the $20 one. Don't judge me on this, but
what does it look like tier wise, and what do you get for?
Yeah, so tier wise, it's like I think it's like the 3rd tier or something like that, right?
Okay.
And so. Actually, let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Let me quote.
Because like we go, me and my friends, I know that we go to AMC a bunch, and like, I'm assuming this is a subscription.
Yes, I would say if you go to the movies like a lot, like this is no paid advertisement.
But this is a life hack.
No, I would say so. Yes, if you really enjoy going to the movies, and you really enjoy the experience of like sitting in a theater and like feeling like the emotion and like feeling like all the like what's it called? Just the effects, hearing the sound, and like just getting that crazy feeling from a movie and like just actually experiencing that. I'd say this is for you, but I think it's the A list. I think
so. It's $20 a month.
It's $20 a month, but you can go see 4 movies a week.
A week? Not even a month?
Not even a month.
You can watch 16 movies?
And so if you go see 4 movies just in 1 week a month, you basically paid for it. Because think about it nowadays. Like right now, because I wasn't using it at first because my girl really enjoys seeing like horror movies, like scary movies and stuff. So like we went to go see like what was that called? The Lady in the Yard or something like that.
In the backyard. Yeah. She sits
at that
there, farmhouse at the back.
Yeah. And I would pay. I paid for my ticket, right? Yeah. It was like $30.
Yeah.
It was like 30. Just the ticket, and I was like, that's crazy. And then she was like, oh yeah, mine was like $10, and I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy, right? And then she was like, also you get like a large popcorn for like the price of a small. And then like which is already like you get like 40% off. Yeah, basically 50% off. Yeah, like already right there. And then you can get your points and stuff. And so if you want to get other stuff like snacks, you can use your points and stuff on top of that to get like a little bit of a discount. So it's kind of like literally like a life hack. So like lately we're like, okay, we want to go see Black Phone 2. I really enjoy anime, so I went and saw Demon Slayer like 3 different times. Yeah, I'm gonna go see Chainsaw again, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, like I'm gonna like it's actually really worth it, bro. Like. It's super worth it.
And even to that point, like it like where you said you do kind of have to live a lifestyle that you like do enjoy movies, wanting to go. Like you obviously, it's nice that you do get, I guess, in this case, a discount for certain things, or can get rewards because you spent money. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of, I'm a Domino's guy. They have like, the rewards. You buy pizza, a certain amount of money spent, you get points for that. the one thing, like with what you mentioned, that honestly might be a really cool life hack.
It's really cool. And then also, I think they also do this special thing. I don't know if it's special.
Right.
But they say it's special.
Sure.
But, like, you can, like, reserve your seats or whatever. And so, like, the way you reserve it, like, so if I wanted to go see, for example, Chainsaw Man, that anime came out, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I wanted to go see it, but it came out on whatever, Thursday night. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to pre-order my tickets, like, a whole week in advance or something like that. And then I can just pull up. And then the cool thing, especially with the iPhones nowadays, like, if you double tap, like, the side of it, it pulls up your ticket. I don't know if you knew that. But, yeah, it's super cool. I don't know if, like, that was a special thing, but I know, like, it allows you to reserve, like, tickets and stuff like that.
And I'm assuming for non-special movies.
I would assume so.
Right.
I would assume
so.
Yeah,
because, like, I know some movies, at least when I was going to Regal a bunch, it's just open seating.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, oh, like, where are we going to sit? Like, all the middle's taken. I know for big releases, like, we went to go watch the Minecraft movie. We went to go watch F1.
Yeah.
There was another one that we watched in between there.
But yeah, like movies like that, if you're stressed about getting your seat, you can like get it like a decent time in advance.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys probably get to have your tickets in advance because of that too. Yeah. We're able to at least reserve for like those big ones because like sometimes we've been booted like to like the left side a little bit, but like it is what it is. Yeah. Like we just didn't order the tickets soon enough.
Right.
But that's really cool. Yeah. Like I'm sure that's a nice way to like save money. Yeah. Date nights, I'm sure are really nice.
Yeah, it's
like,
super nice, bro.
And the experience too, because anything in AMC, which again, we stem from the IMAX to the Pavilion, like moving to Spokane, but this is a Realist podcast for a reason. And what I want to get into in first here, I obviously see the hat.
Oh yeah.
I see the hat. I want to talk hoops.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Because this is also kind of a little bit of lore between us. And maybe you remember, but a few years ago during Hoop Fest, we actually were going against each other.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, now that yes, bro. I was like, I wanted to say we did, but I was like, I have a shaky memory sometimes. I was like, whatever. But no, I do remember now. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
So the one I could not get the year, and either it was 2019, and we were playing on like Main Street.
Right in front of the mall, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I played 2019, played 23, and 24.
It was
I know
19.
24 was family, so I know that it wasn't. So it was either 23, but 2019 would make sense.
19 sounds better. Yeah.
Because I remember I also remember some Mountain Spokane people were playing.
Yeah. I had to come up. Yeah.
Which might have been your team because we I did not have a great team that year. It was very put together. We had one practice, as most Hoop Fest teams do.
Yeah, same though.
But I do remember like playing against you.
No, yeah.
And I just could not find out the year.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either.
But what
19 sounds right.
But what I want to get into, where your love for basketball comes from, because basketball seems like a very big part of who you are. You know, whether that is enjoying the NBA, playing. Where does it kind of stem from for you?
That, I guess, mainly comes from my father. My father's a big guy and like hooping and stuff like that. So like, my mom and my actual dad are kind of separated. So my mom lives here and my dad is in California. Okay. So like when I go visit him and stuff like that, he'd take me to the courts all the time. He'd be like, "You need to work on your left hand. You need to do this." And it was just like, I just want you to be great and stuff like that. Like he was really trying to push that because he had high hopes. You know what I mean? Right. But I mean, look at me. I'm 5'6". You know, I'm 5'7". What?
6'7".
Who knows? You know what I mean? But nah, it's that's where it kind of really started. Like he would take me to the courts, we'd go shoot, you know, and just have a good time. And then after we just chill, watch some basketball, and you'd be like, "Yo," he's like, "This is Jordan right here." He's like, "This is Irving," you know, like telling me all the goats. He's like
putting in the VCRs, run the tape.
Yeah, literally. And then of course, like since being from LA, my mom is from LA. And so is my father. So being LA based, I was just like growing up, everything's like LA. So I was like, okay, it makes sense. LA Dodgers, you know, back to back. Sorry.
Very nice. That was a very good series. I did watch the World Series.
It was good.
It was crazy.
It was really good. But no, yeah, like Dodgers, you know, Los Angeles Lakers, just stuff like kind of built around there. Sure. But yeah, man. So that's just kind of where it really started, and then it just kind of took off from there. Like I just found my own love with it in general. Like for a long time, like kind of during those years, I really like loved basketball, but I guess like right in my transition from like going from me to Mount Spokane is like really like where I flipped the switch. Okay. Just because like that's where I noticed my most significant change. Because like when I was playing competitively, like I wasn't like the best. I was like always the shortest, so it was like always really hard to get like on those like top teams for me. Which I didn't care. I was like, I just love playing the game. Like that's genuinely like what I love to do. It's just like hoop it, bro. I just love it. I don't care. Like I just want to be on the court playing as much as I can, dude. Like it just felt fun to me. I'll be there all day. But anyways, no man, like that's where I really kind of like just kind of dialed in and was just like taking time to myself and just like really focusing on like what I loved doing at the time, which was like just hooping and just like doing that. So like I would just be like, okay, I hate working on my left, but I'll just like sit out there and just like just do bag work, bro. Put like actual grocery bags, like how the OGs say it. You know, they're like, you know, you gotta practice like that. I would do that just in front of the house sometimes, you know, just sitting doing that. I'd get my homework done, you know, and be like, all right, I'm bored, you know, I don't want to play games right now. I want to go outside and, you know, just shoot a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of just, it just kind of evolved there more and more and more. And
it became kind of what it is now.
Yeah.
Like love for basketball, obviously stemming from your dad. One, like kind of pushing you to at least be good at it, right? Certainly. I mean, there's a lot of things that are out of our control, like our height.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it is great that some short people have made it to the league, right? Yeah. Like, but there is also a skill set for it. Yeah. And people that have to, like, trust in that.
Exactly.
You know, trust in your skills beyond just the height, right?
I swear.
So who are some of your favorite players? Because like you mentioned, like even like the Lakers, and that probably would have been around like the Kobe, Pau Gasol time even.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think we were a little too late for like the Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, of course.
But you even mentioned just a lot about LA in general.
Yeah.
So my first question is, who's your favorite team in the NBA? Maybe was or is now?
Oh, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay. Yeah. Who are some of your favorite players growing up? Do you have like a favorite memory of like the Los Angeles Lakers, especially around that time?
I actually remember watching Kobe's last game on TV.
The 50 against Utah with Snoop Dogg. Woo!
Yeah.
I remember that too in 2016.
I think that is kind of what like also was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because like that was just like it was just to me like such a cool moment, just like to like witness and stuff like that. And that was like the first like. Because, like, now when I watch NBA, I'm like, dang, these are crazy moments, you know, all the time happening, right? Yeah. But when I was younger, I wasn't, like, really into it like that.
You don't realize that what you're watching is actually a really big moment. Exactly. You're just like, whoa, this is Kobe's last game. Yeah. But then you're like, whoa, this is Kobe's last game. Like, we're never seeing him play in an NBA game again.
And then, like, witnessing just, like, one last time that greatness, bro. Like that 60 ball or like that 50 ball that he put up or whatever.
I guess it might have actually been 60.
I think
I did say 50. I believe it was 60.
Yeah. But I was like right there. I was like, it's just crazy, you know. And it just like that was like my first big like NBA moment of like watching and being like, whoa, like that's crazy, you know. Yeah. First of all, of course, I won't be able to see him play again.
Right. Understandably so.
And then it was just like I was like, dang, I need to go see a basketball game. I was like,
okay, so have you gone to an NBA game and watched?
I've gone to 2 so far.
Okay, and I've also gone to 2.
I've gone to see. I've maybe gone to 3. Okay, so I think the first one I went to go see was when I was a little bit younger, right? And that was when the Lakers weren't so good. Like when I'm talking,
was this in? You're like talking really young.
This is what I'm talking. Not like really young, but like this was like D'Lo, Jordan Clarkson era.
Okay, so the post Kobe era.
Post Kobe.
Okay.
Yes. We're talking about
Kyle Kuzma out there.
Yeah, we're talking about Adam Morrison era almost. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Like just like kind of in that time zone, but like I went to go see one, right? And then the second game I got to go see, I was super hyped for Golden State. Not just any Golden State team. It was the championship team.
Which championship team?
Steph, Clay, KD, Andre,
and Iggy.
Yep, and
Sean
Iggy.
Livingston.
It wasn't Livingston. It was I think that was.
I guess that would have been 1 year. He would have been 26. I guess not 2016.
Hold on. I might have my years off. Hold on.
No, you're good. Even volatile. It's so volatile. I couldn't tell you who's on each team, but.
Was
it the first champion with KD or the second champion?
I think it was the second.
Okay.
Because there's this clip that they had, Stephen Curry did I remember this because of course I witnessed it. Stephen Curry did that behind the back pass to Kevin Durant, and he went up with it and he like slammed it because Curry stole it half court or whatever.
Right.
And then like the gray uniforms with like the tree, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I went to go see that game. I was very lucky to go see that.
Wow.
I got to see Steph warm up. I was actually a little bit closer, so I got to actually kind of like get a good, like a better view of it and stuff like that.
Who were they playing? Was this?
It was LA versus Golden State.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that.
And that was when we, I think, first had LeBron. So this is without Anthony Davis.
So this is. Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? So I think this is the year that they might have not. So this is I think the year they like after they won the championship. So like their last championship run, I think. Does that make sense?
Oh, so wait. Golden State versus LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I would say wrong because if LeBron's there, then that's 2020. That's 2019, 2020.
I'm trying to.
But if KD's there, then it's 2017, 18.
It might have been the 27. I might have my years mixed up a little bit, to be honest with you.
But that's still cool.
It was still there.
That's still
I do have
cool.
video. I do have video. Okay.
What was the other game that you watched? Was it anything special? Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't think it was anything
special. I've watched two. I went to go see Boston and the Nets in-season tournament 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. I had behind like.
You said 2 years ago?
Yeah, that would have been the first NBA Cup.
Yeah, you said Boston and who?
The Nets.
Dang.
Yeah, okay. So I went to Boston. I was in there for a Spartan race, and then.
Those are two good teams at the time, though. I'm pretty sure.
Then the Boston was really good because they went to go win the championship.
Exactly.
I
was like, that's a really good team. Nets were
the Nets were like they were iffy.
Shaky.
Yeah, I mean they had like their best center and Nick Claxton and like. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was just there was no like star name on it.
Yeah.
But then the other one that I went to go watch a month later when I got called to go to Dallas for like a job, I went to go watch. I was like, oh, like the Dallas Mavericks and the Thunder are playing. And that was like a crazy game because I remember there's these two people. Mm-hmm. They're season ticket holders. We're right above the entrance where the tunnel. Oh, okay. So like no one's sitting in front of us. Like we have like nice, I would say a pretty decent angle. View, like we can't see too far on the back end, but like you could see pretty well.
You can still see when they come out the court.
Yeah, like you could see, I mean, 95% of the court other than like the close corner.
Yeah.
Or the far corner because the basketball hoop's there.
Yeah.
But these two season ticket holders, there's no one sitting to my left. I was talking to them. It started to become a little bit of a blowout. Mm-hmm. Thunder was up. And I was like, we were talking, chatting it up, and I was like, man, if there's like a one guy that can actually bring this team back, it's Luka. Mind you, Luka's still on the team.
Yeah.
These guys leave at the end of the third quarter.
Oh.
And mind you, maybe gone on like a 4-0 run, like, okay, but it's still like a 26-point gap.
Yeah, which is still significant. I mean,
going into the fourth full 12 minutes, right?
Especially because teams can hold that. Like 26, that's yeah.
Like you'd have to do a lot wrong.
Yeah.
And a lot went wrong because they went on to go on a 30-0 run, and these guys dipped.
Yeah,
like they did not come back to their seats. Like probably exited the
like the whole arena.
The whole arena couldn't get back in, and we were on our feet.
He's like
30-0 run, and it was one of the greatest games. Like that's watching Shea, watching Chet was hurt at this time. He had his hip fracture. Luka was in, which is super cool. Kyrie was out because he had just played the day before.
Okay, yeah.
Against the Rockets. So still a really fun experience. And like that being the moment was like a 30-0 run, like the largest.
Seeing Luka, bro. Oh, like that's my next thing is like the next time I go to LA.
Yeah, he was watching him now. So my question now, what do you think of the Luka trade?
Oh, well, I'm shoot. I mean, I'm obviously happy with the trade.
Right.
I'm very happy with where the team is currently standing.
Right.
I'm going to say that
right now because they're 7-2. I mean, second in the West right now.
Correct. I'll be real. Actually, I'll keep it a buck with you. I'm happy in general that our team is doing good because I've literally like growing up, I've witnessed the rebuild era from like since Kobe left, bro. Because like you got to think about that. That was like almost like a whole decade.
Yeah.
Of like rebuilding for the Lakers, and that was like going through Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Mo Wagner, Lance Jr. Like you're going Julius Randle, who plays for you know what I'm saying. Like you're going through all these who are now like pretty decent players, most of them like Julius Randle and stuff like that. But like. You know what I mean? Like I was there.
You witnessed the trenches from a fan's perspective. Yeah. Not just from like a third party where you're like, oh, I guess
that sucks for them. You know what I mean? It's more like experiencing it and being like, dang, like this sucks taking all these L's, bro.
Yeah, and you can appreciate the success that they've had.
Yeah.
And you mentioned even throughout the post-Kobe era, because like you mentioned, a bunch of players like
handful.
And mind you, like these are not like players that went on to go do nothing in the league.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if you look at D'Angelo Russell right now, I mean, they're starting. Not starting. They're coming off their second guy off the bench right now.
Right.
I think they have someone else starting as their point guard right now. I think they have Coop running the point, low key.
Right, for the Mavs.
Yeah, for the Mavs.
Yes.
And then D'Lo's coming off the bench, and I mean he's putting up decent numbers.
Yeah.
Julius Randle, I would consider him a pretty good player. I mean, he's a good two-way defender. Like, you know, he
big,
can do
bruisey,
exactly
type of guy, left-handed too.
Exactly, which is for some reason I feel like that's hard to guard, bro.
yeah, because you've probably a lot of people probably guarded.
Yeah, dude.
With a lot of right-handed shooters.
Yeah,
not many people like shoot left.
Like Harden, I'm pretty sure he's left.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Knowing where all these players have been and where they've gone and where they've come from, obviously coming from pretty much drafted by the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Julius Randle. I mean, even people like Larry Nance Jr. who have found their own success on different teams.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give up a lot of those players.
Definitely.
To go out and go get someone like AD.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in LeBron from free agency. Where do you stand on the Lakers bubble championship?
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of mixed opinions. I always try and keep it as real as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm going to say that first and foremost, right? Okay? No hate on, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody on their opinion. I'm not trying to hate on nobody. But most of the players themselves have stated that that was the most locked in that they've been. So, I mean, if the players are kind of saying that, I mean, that's kind of just saying something in itself. Because, like, when you think about it, like, in all honesty, like, really, like, think about it. Most players, when they warm up, they have to digest the court. They have to sit there. They go through their, their, like, ritual. They'll go through, some players walk the court. Some players will just sit there and stare at the empty stadium, you know, just, like, to get that mindset. Mm-hmm. But in the bubble, they're, like, you know, like, we just were locked in all the time because there was nowhere else to go, first of all. Second of all, the only thing there is really to do is hit the pool, go work out, and then hoop. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're, and then on top of that, you're just being even more competitive because not on top of that, I mean, you're seeing your competition every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like from that, like, mindset, that just provides, like, just a little bit more of, like, a push to be like, okay, well, we can do this, you know? And like I said, everybody has their own opinions. I think the bubble was a really cool experience. Mm-hmm. It's a shitty situation. Excuse my language. It's a super, super terrible situation, like how it happened, how it came to be, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's valid.
You would say that the 2020 championship by the Lakers is a valid, pure ring. Regardless of the circumstances, like they won because they were the team that won, not because of the situation.
Definitely, I would say so. And I'm not saying that strictly just because I'm a Lakers fan.
Right.
I think a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's biased." He's a Laker.
Sure.
But no, like, I mean, look at all the other players that are playing really good that year. Devin Booker hit that crazy buzzer beater over two dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the Suns were going crazy, you know what I mean? The Nuggets were going crazy. Like, when we played when we played the Nuggets, bro, Jamal Murray had that crazy, like, Michael Jordan, like Dr. J-esque, like, you know, lay and stuff like that. Like, they were putting up great numbers. Like, they weren't bad teams.
And you're talking about the first year in the Kawhi, Paul George type of unit, and they're going far. The Nuggets kind of on the rise.
Exactly.
Obviously want to chip a few years later.
Exactly.
Jimmy Butler turned into literally prime playoff Jimmy, bringing the Lakers to 5.
Yeah,
after
like,
giving everything 40-point triple-double in game 1.
Credit to Miami, man. Like, that team was tough, bro. Like, they were... Like,
you have a young Tyler Hero.
I was gonna say they were
Bam Adebayo
a good young,
year.
like, younger team, like, not super young, but like young enough to get the job done. Like, they have people that could run. They could have people that could, you know, do it all. Yeah, vets.
Goran Dragic.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's crazy to me. I feel like the reason I can't remember any of these years anymore is because of everybody going to every single place. It's so hard to keep track.
Right.
But continuing on that thought.
And I don't blame you. I mean, NBA has been very volatile. I mean, I'm sure you see graphics of like, oh my gosh, like every where players were, like Harden on the Rockets. Then he went to Philadelphia. Then he went to the Nets. Then Philadelphia. And now he's a Clipper.
Clippers, yeah.
It's like you would never expect someone like him.
If you told me like 10 years ago like that.
He was on 4 other teams after the Rockets. And he was on a team prior to that. And I don't blame you. I'm going to be completely honest about the Lakers championship. I think you mentioned it. it was the most locked in that anyone in the NBA who was actually still had a shot to make the playoffs won. But then also who got there. I mean, we watched some crazy games.
Dude,
Luka Magic.
Crazy games. Yeah.
Game winner over the Clippers.
That was wild. Yeah.
I mean, like I mentioned, Jimmy Butler, like with a 41 triple-double in game one against the Lakers,
man.
And helping that team, on basically his own two legs.
Yeah, I swear.
And bringing them to the finals. I mean, mind you, it wasn't like a crazy finals where you had like the Lakers and maybe Boston, right?
Yeah.
But there's a reason that those two teams got there because every other team had the exact same opportunity, the exact same rest from COVID to then. And
that break was significant. I mean,
yeah, it was March when Rudy Gobert decided to touch all the microphones and dip.
Dude, oh my.
And then got the league shut down.
Yeah, no, swear though. And that was a long time. So it's just like, that's just, I'm glad like you understand that as well. It's not just like biased opinion.
Yeah, and I think it comes from that the Lakers did not win that championship because of the situation. A few games leading up into the postseason to find the final placements, and then 16 games to win. It was not because of that. Every team has had the same opportunity for a few games to settle their placement, and surely matchups do matter, right?
Yeah.
I know. I mean, we talk. I mean, as an NBA head, Joel Embiid hasn't made a conference final, right? Even some years, even Giannis and a great Bucks team did not make it past the second round, and it's like.
You're like, what happened? Yeah.
Sometimes it is just the matchups.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
And some of the matchups, I mean, I don't know. Some people are be like, oh, it's unfair. It's this, it's that. But, I mean, you got to look at, they use their standings. They use literally how good the team is themselves. It's not just like out of all 82 games.
Yeah.
Because the NBA, I'm still trying to learn the process of the cup. I don't know. So let me know. Because is it the 82 games include the NBA Cup? That's right.
They include everything but the championship and part of the knockout.
Okay. So a good part of that 82 games plus now the cup, right? I mean, you're still going back and forth. Everyone's dealing with injuries. Everyone's dealing with load management nowadays. You know what I mean? So it's just like these teams are, first of all, taking that upon themselves to be like, okay, we need to load manage Kawhi Leonard right now. We need to not play him the next 10 games or whatever. Yeah. And then, or, these other teams are like, we're going to push the pace. We're going to try and go for a really good record. We want to,
You talk about like the Knicks. They play 8 deep, maybe 9 deep on a bench.
Yep.
I mean, not now, under a different coach now, but with Tom Thibodeau, they would run no more than like a second unit, and that's about it.
Yep.
And a lot of guys would be playing 35 to 40 minutes a night for 82 games.
Yeah.
And you do get those different play styles. I mean, even I mentioned a few years ago with Chet being injured with his hip injury.
Exactly.
And it's like those games do kind of get influenced because of that. Like,
exactly.
And I mean, we look at like someone like Memphis where they played the Thunder. They were finally healthy in the playoffs last season.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
They very well could have beat them.
They could have. They really could have. They had a good chance. And that's the thing. Is just like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're absolutely okay.
I mean, that Thunder team, though, last year was definitely a force to be reckoned with. I mean, shoot, the numbers say themselves, man.
Right. Well, and you look at it like they get brought back to back-to-back game sevens.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, sure, they get to win. They won the chip. They get to have the parade. They're the champions, right? But it very well could have been the Nuggets out of the West, and it very well could have been the Pacers, given the biggest what-if with Tyrese Halliburton and his injury in the finals. Like,
yep, especially a Game 7 scenario.
And as a sport head, 10 years down the line, those minor things are not going to be remembered, right? You're going to remember those who won. Yeah. And that's the most important part because of taking those advantages when you can. Aaron Gordon was hurt against right? He had a hamstring injury, but still played on
series,
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, like if the Nuggets win, they go on to beat the Pacers or lose to the Pacers, like it's a whole different story.
It's a whole different scenario.
Is it the Thunder like couldn't get over the hump in their third year with these 3 really good players? There's a lot. And I think you look at like the Lakers now, 5 years removed, it's like, man, maybe I look at that a little differently. Where TJ Warren for the Pacers was shooting 50 a night in the playoffs, right? There was so many people that were really dialed in.
Yeah.
Really, really dialed in. And it's really cool to hear about like your history with basketball, from playing at 1, 2, from just being a Laker fan, because like you mentioned, you've seen the trenches. You've seen, mind you, I will say that the Lakers have probably had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Definitely.
Because, you win in 09, 10, then, Miami's starting to come in, and Dallas wins in 11, the Heat win the next 2, and then, the Spurs in the West now.
Yeah, the Spurs,
they go win in 14. And
it's just because the Lakers always have mad competition. I'm not saying, like, it's the Lakers,
Right.
It's like, the West is super competitive, and I feel like it's always has been that way.
Yeah, especially since the turn of the century.
Yes,
right.
Definitely.
The past 25 years.
Yeah, the past 25 years, most definitely, for sure. And then just because I feel like they're also high market teams over in the West Side,
and I mean, matter.
Yeah,
right?
That definitely does matter because you pull in a lot of high profile players. You know what I mean? And then when it comes down to like certain teams, though, I mean, like when you look at that Spurs team, that was a drafted team for the most part, man. Like Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and stuff like that. Kawhi Leonard, like that squad, like, and that can pay off. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just whatever. That's the thing. It's just always give and take, man. Yeah, it's always give and take.
Yeah, and it is hard to. I mean, we watched the Warriors struggle for a handful of years.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Seen the bottom, right back on top in 22 against a really good Celtics. And I mean, credit out to you to be loyal in that way to the Lakers, because, I mean, I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the Lakers because, 1, they've won a bunch of championships. 2, there's always a discussion to be had with them. We haven't won enough
championships.
Right. They're one shy of the record because the Celtics won. Yes.
Dude, that got me so mad, bro. Like, I like the players, don't get me wrong. Like, they're good players. JT, incredible player. Trust me. Like, Jaylen Brown, really good player. I hate the Boston Celtics. Okay? That's all I got to say.
I don't blame you. I hold no bias to that. I mean, obviously, having some California roots myself from my mom, like, I do not blame you. I started growing up watching Dirk in 2011 and his run, and I was like, wow, that's how I became a Mavs fan.
There you go.
And then kind of continued through and watch KD. I was like, oh my gosh, like these Warriors team. I'd be at the YMCA when they were on their first run without him, and we'd be watching 3-1 comeback.
Yeah,
those things. Oh man,
yeah. See, that's where like it starts hitting, bro.
Yeah,
like,
and we were kind of at that age,
exactly, where we could see like all that crazy stuff happening. The 3-1 comeback from LeBron going back to Cleveland and pulling off the craziest thing we've probably ever seen. Like.
And quite frankly, I mean, the only thing that would beat it is just a 3-0 comeback. It would truly be the only thing.
That would be it.
3-1, like, as big as it is, you have to win 3 games. But winning 4 would be crazy. And
4 is I think that puts you in, like, Hall of Fame status, bro.
That's, like, instantly.
Yeah, bro.
Like, if someone like Davis Bertans, who, like, if he somehow was averaging, like, 35 in a finals game and won 4 straight for whatever team he's on, like the Hornets or something.
Just going crazy.
Hall of Fame instantly.
Hall of Fame. Just, there it is. Give him his coat. He's not even retired yet. Just give it to him.
Yeah. I love how some sports do that. Like, some people are still, like, in... like still active in their field and like get into the Hall of Fame. You see that a lot more with commentary or commentators or things like that, or people who have been doing it for like 50 years. I understand if you have like a 15-year career, it's gonna you give it a few more times. Yeah. Like, I do want to flip the script though.
Yeah, let's do it.
You obviously are wearing some merch here.
Oh yeah,
of your BarrowBeatz, which is, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, like not your alias, but what you obviously call your YouTube channel, your Twitch, where you stream and just who you are, right? Like I call myself, I'm Jared Hathaway on some social medias, but obviously a lot of it is tied to my name.
Yeah.
Right. What got you into beat making? What was the process for you? Was there a bunch of songs and music that you kind of listened to and were like, wow, like I want to replicate that? Because I know for myself, and I'm sure many people listening and watching, we've always been inspired by something. Like we don't start doing something without any inspiration. Who, what, and how did you get inspired to kind of pursue making beats?
Once again, my dad.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say, I guess it comes from like his side of the family.
Yeah,
again,
certainly.
A lot. So my dad and my uncles. So my dad has like 3 brothers, right?
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I sometimes always mess this up.
Right.
But back in the day,
Yeah.
they used to like my uncle Elmer. He would like have like the whole like the old school like what's it called, vinyls, and he would sit there and he'd like spin on the vinyls. He would do like all that stuff, right?
Okay.
And then my dad would do like breakdancing. So he just loved like my dad was like the breakdancer. He'd grab that like cardboard box behind you, throw that thing down and start going crazy. And I've never believed him. A little side
but this was before like even you were born.
Before
or
I'm born,
very
like
young,
when he's younger, when he's like our age, this is what
Yeah.
he would do back in the day. This is what they'd go to underground parties and they would just like be young, have a good time and stuff like that. And then my dad also was like a little bit in the music scene, like kind of in and out and stuff like that, and doing a little bit of this and that. And so, like he just is very familiar with that, and he's always been trying to like push me on that as well. And so he got me like it almost kind of looks like this little mixer right here, right? But it's like a little Akai pad, and he was like, hey, he's like, you can take this with you with your uncles. He's like, he's cool with it. Just take it home, go mess with it. It's got sounds and stuff like that.
Right.
And excuse me. And so I would take this little thing home, and it had like a bunch of sounds.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to have it happen again. I'm like, okay, time.
Right.
I had to make sure.
You're good.
But yeah, continue.
No, you're good. But no, I could literally just plug this thing into the wall. And I
Okay.
could just sit there and just like boom, 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 boom. I just had to get like a little aux cord for it, like a 3.5 millimeter aux cord.
Okay.
Plug that in, plug my actual aux cord into it.
Okay.
And then that would work, right?
Right.
And so I would just sit there like kind of right after I got out of school. Same kind of situation with basketball. It was like a give and take of what I really wanted to do. And I would just literally sit here kind of just like in my room and just sit there and be like, just like hitting the pads a little bit, right?
Right, and this is like a MIDI pad that
I
has,
actually
like,
have
basically
a video.
one of these.
It's very close to one of that. I'll send you a video so you can show them and stuff
absolutely.
like that. Don't judge. These are old beats. These are This is old stuff.
So this is a video that you made
that I have, of like the old the old system I have
of old projects. Okay,
it's like. Yeah, this is like it's like rough draft stuff. Let's see.
No, and very unpolished.
This
in
is
ways,
stuff that no one
just,
will ever hear. Like,
right, just chopping up, just like having fun, right?
Exactly.
This is so interesting, so cool. You guys are getting a behind the scenes of maybe even like some of the roots, I would say, but also just some like early maybe concepts too that maybe became something, because I was watching your stream last night where you're making the final boss. And bro, it was like really good. Like I could imagine like fighting a boss in like Elden Ring or something.
Right? Bro,
playing
that's the
that
vibe
like
I was
OTS type.
Bro, I was like,
and it was going.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm gonna talk while I try and find this video real quick.
Yeah.
But oh, you know what? Speak of the devil, I found it right here.
I found it right here. Okay.
Let's see. That's my dad in the background. But like that's the old little like thing I have on it.
Right.
But it's just like a little old video. But that's like literally like the system I would use it on.
Really?
I'll find you another video that I have, because I'm pretty sure I have like, oh, here. There it is. There it is. That's better.
And you would just mess with these
sounds.
With the small interface?
Yeah, with this small interface.
Wow.
And this is like everything I've done is everything is self-taught. Like
right. You watching tutorials, learning
everything. Like
wow.
Even if I'm gonna send that to you right now. Just so you know.
Yeah.
But everything, dude. Like, and I'm very grateful, because like at the position I'm at now, I have people around me who are willing to help me, and like who are a little bit more professional in the music industry, especially here around Spokane, and I'm very grateful for that. But younger, like using that, I literally had to figure out like how to like even make a pattern.
Right.
I was just like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, one of my biggest struggles in music was going from that like little interface to like going to a computer, because a computer,
DAW, right? Completely different.
Completely different. The reason being is because I don't know if you all are familiar with DAW, a DAW. It's a digital audio workface system, basically, right? There's a bunch out there. I personally use FL Studio, right?
Yep.
Some people here like Ableton or like Logic Pro. Those are some of the more popular, well-known ones.
Yeah, and for comparison, think about it like an editing software.
Yep, exactly.
But for
music and stuff like that.
And things where you can build patterns, layers, and different things like that. Like I use Ableton. I don't do nothing MIDI-wise, but I simply just for vocals and editing, effects, things like that.
Exactly, right? And so that was like my hardest thing, bro, because I did everything by hand. I did everything. And it just like, when you do stuff by hand, it's us. We're human.
Right.
Everything's not going to be on time. There's going to be a little mess up, but it makes it natural. That gives it that natural feeling. And so like going to something that's more stiff and more computerized, to where like I can sit there and be very, very specific on where I put certain notes. It just took me a lot longer to get back into music.
Okay.
I had like a really long gap, because like for a very long time I was really trying to like make basketball work. Like I was going crazy with it. I was like really trying and stuff like that, training like every day and stuff like that, like training with overseas people and like pros and stuff like that, like actually having those opportunities, which was super cool. And yeah, man, unfortunately, I found out that I have a general epilepsy, and so like it really comes into effect when my body's overworked and I'm super tired or something like that.
Right.
And I found out when I had shoulder surgery. I tore my labrum.
Okay.
Playing basketball.
Right.
Like in high school. Yeah, tore it. Had surgery, and then I kind of realized like I have it's like minor twitching and stuff like that is what it essentially is. But yeah, I found out that's kind of what I got. I was hopping on some pills for a little bit, like medically wise, medical, of course. It wasn't like drugs or nothing like that, pharmaceuticals. But kind of dropped my weight a lot, and so I kind of like hopped off that for a little bit, and then I was just kind of like not feeling myself as much, because I was like, dang, like this prevents me from doing a lot.
Right.
Because, like
you lost a little bit of the path, because basketball was obviously huge.
Yeah.
Now you're, I'm assuming you probably couldn't play for some time.
Oh, yeah.
So when does it like beats hop back into that, or beat making? Because obviously you took that break. Was that part of the break?
Yeah, that was kind of part of the break. Yeah. So like right there in high school, I was like, I want a computer. I was like, I need a new laptop. I was like, I was like, because I had this really old laptop that my mom had, like a work one. And I was making I was working on this like old thing, bro. It was so ghetto. And I was using this DAW called Audacity, and it's like super
I know what you're talking about.
And it's a pain in the butt to use, bro. I couldn't figure it out, and I was like super struggling, and I was like, screw this, I need a new computer. So that was right when I was kind of hitting like that 15 16 and stuff like that, like, and I was still like able to hoop. Like I'm still able to do things. It's just if I really overwork myself. So like if I push myself past my limit, essentially.
Right. Where like the body, obviously then you start
body
twitching
and
in
mentally.
this case?
Yeah. It's like a little just minor. Like my hand will like twitch a little bit or something. It's nothing like crazy nowadays, which is nice.
Right. And I'm sure you probably understand it a little bit more now than you did at the time.
Of course. And now, thankfully, I'm on better medication, and I've gained back my weight, which is nice.
Right.
But so that's kind of where I started getting like back into it again.
Okay.
And my uncle Errol, he's really cool. He's always like checking up on me and stuff like that. And we always hang out and stuff like that when my pops is working and stuff, and he always hook it up. And so he was like, yo, I'll get you like a laptop or whatever. And he's like, you just got to make sure you got to use it though. He's like, that's the only thing. That's the one thing that like I really appreciate about my dad and my uncles and stuff like that. Like the one thing you got to promise me is like, you're going to use it, and like, you're going to use it for what you say you're going to use it.
Right.
You're like, I don't want you to go home and just leave it. And so I was like, okay. So got a computer, ended up using it. And then of course, life happens, graduated, and kind of just fell off it again. It's just kind of like this back and forth relationship I was kind of having with music, I guess you could say. But I guess also at the same time, I was kind of finding my sounds. I was still messing with it, just kind of hopping into it, just like messing with sound, just messing with different like patterns and stuff like that. And just like watching different things, because I was like, I just want to be knowledgeable and just get a better understanding of like what I'm doing, how to do so. Yeah. Just because like me personally, I get like a little insecure. I'm like, I'm like, I think anyone else would too, but it's just like, dang, like I have this, but I don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of us are like, well, what do I do? And so, and that's the thing, like, this is going to sound really like, I don't know, cliche or like stupid, but like, I was like, I didn't know like what to do, how to do it, or anything. So I was like, well, what can I do? I was like, well, I'm going to search up my problem literally how I think of it in my head. I was like, so I'd in the Google engine, I'll be like, how do I use DAW to make a beat? Like that's literally like I would be just put it, because that's just how my mind works. I just need to put that just down, you know. And I would just kind of start watching those videos and be like, okay, cool, and then started getting like better at it progressively, right?
You get familiar with systems, where to find things.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure like you have something in your head, but you don't know how to put it on a canvas.
Yeah, dude. Like especially when you're looking, like I'm sure like when you go to edit, I know you when you go to edit all the time. You just look at that and you look at that video and you see how long it is sometimes, and you're like, I got so much to do, or like you just look at it and it's like a blank canvas that you just gotta, you know, put your finesse on a little bit. Like I know like you got your own system, you know what I'm saying? And then you pick it up and you learn it, you get more comfortable after like consistently staying with it. Yeah. And then like after high school, started working and I started staying more consistent with it, and stuff like that. And then I was just kind of messing with it more and more and more, staying just a little bit more with like the groove and just trying to find my sound, like and trying to like replicate other sounds like Metro Boomin or like Nick Mira, like trying to create these different things and like just different noises, because I'm just so curious about this. And then I was like showing my beats to my homie one day. I was like, I got a couple beats. I was like, they're like, yeah, I was like, show me real quick. Right, we make music. We performed like one time, like in high school, yada yada yada. And I was like, okay. I was like, for sure. And then he was like, yo, he's like, this is pretty good, bro. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I was like, it's whatever. I was like, it could be better, because that's just my mentality. Yeah, I really struggle with that. If you ever catch me on stream, I am so in my head all the time, and I'm trying to get better with that, because it's just like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just trying to figure that out. And I've been watching different people and videos and stuff like that, just trying to be more authentic to myself and just trying to groove with what I groove with, rather than just trying to please the people, you know what I mean? And I'm like just trying to get that understanding still nowadays, because like even with some of my beats nowadays, I'm like no one's gonna like this, and then like I sent it to my friend and he's like, yo, this is the hardest thing I've ever heard ever. And I'm like,
this is a lot better than you're envisioning it in your head.
Exactly.
And I even with what you mentioned with some of that self-confidence of what you make, one being appeasing to you, because there is a love and a passion for it. Because if you were making beats and things that you did not enjoy, it's hard to find the passion for it, right?
Exactly.
But then two, it's like, okay, well, like I have this passion, but like, does anyone else actually care for what I'm making, right? I mean, I'm sure you see like Instagram stories or reels of like maybe someone like taking on like pony riding, and it's like the one with the stick that we would have as a kid, and like they're doing that. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people clown on like things that maybe seem a little bit off the grid of like a general sense of things. Like it would be like, oh, just get a real horse. They're expensive. Like that thing's probably like $10, right? But there is a passion for it, right? Exactly. Somebody is passionate about it. People are hosting tournaments for it. Like I watched this one Instagrammer. I believe she makes TikToks and Instagram videos, but her name's Karen Puzzles, and she loves puzzling. Okay, and it's like a lot of people can appreciate puzzles, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But then on top of that, it's like she goes to speed puzzling competitions and like films herself, and it's like it is a little quirky because she is a little quirky. You know, maybe what she does is a little quirky, but it's like she has a passion for it.
Yo, that's kind of gangster.
Like, it is super cool.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. Like everyone has their niche, man.
Yeah,
and like that's one thing I've been trying to get like also better at is like being judgmental rather like in my head, and then like retracting it up here rather than speaking it into existence, bro. Because it's just like, first of all, that person loves what they're doing, whoever it may be. It could be you, it could be me. It doesn't matter. They're gonna love what they're gonna do. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and I'm gonna let them do it. You know why? Because it has nothing to do with me, first of all. And anyways, why do we need to be hating on each other all the time?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that's the thing, is like, because I feel like us as humans, we're always judgmental. We're always gonna be judging other people all the time, right? But it's just the fact that we need to be acknowledging it and being like, you know what? Obviously it isn't right, but at least I'm not saying it, or like at least I can sit there and like be like, this thought is not right. You know what I mean? To that extent.
You're mindful of the thought process that you're like, oh, okay, like maybe this is what I've seen, and like I'm trying to also kind of fit in, because I mean, we see Instagram comments and it's like,
dang, bro, I'm like, you really that mad?
and there are other things that, it's just, I think one, being mindful of the nature that is, and realizing that is wrong. And I think even throughout growing up, you realize, like, you look back and you're like, damn, like, why did I make that decision? But you didn't have the knowledge and the mindset that you have now, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it's hard to beat yourself up, but it is easy to beat yourself up because, like, where you're at now is so different, right?
But no, that's super cool, though. I just wanted,
that's
super cool, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like,
I've been seeing different things come up on my TikTok. I saw this dude, like, doing some, like, Rubik's Cube competitions.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not going to lie, I was at work, and I was like, this guy's going in. I was like, he's going crazy.
Like, in like some things, like, there are different attributes. Like, oh, am I impressed by this? Am I weirded out by this? Am I, am I, like, almost in a way kind of being judgmental of, because of this does not fit what I think is cool, right? And I think we grow up a lot through life with that, especially through elementary school and whatnot.
I think school is the one that does it for us.
I do too, because no one's telling you no.
Yeah,
right?
And everybody's telling you, like, this and that, and there's so much influence.
Yeah, and it can definitely spawn a lot of, not generational, but a handful of improvements that you need to make in your life afterwards.
Of course.
I think throughout school and growing up, we even had a few kids that, like, wanted to beatbox and, always kind of seemed a little different, right?
Of course.
And to whatever success they got or whatever love that they had for music or whatnot, there's a reason why people do it, right? There's a reason that got you into it.
You know what's funny as hell?
Yeah.
I was that beatboxing kid, bro.
Well, and with the glasses too, the curly hair.
Right? But no, dude.
That's super cool.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though. You never know what can come of somebody from that. And it's just, I think it's also a cool experience just like to witness that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I didn't mean to get sidetracked.
No, you're completely fine. I did want to ask you, because again, we talk about inspirations growing up. Even now, there's even new people that I'm sure you probably appreciate a little bit more than you did 10 years ago, maybe when you were first getting into it. I know you mentioned your dad, your handful of uncles, that also kind of helped to leverage you into this position that you're in now. What are some producers that you really look up to? You want to replicate that sound, obviously maybe influence your sound and what you create. What are some producers? Because I know throughout the late 2010s, from 2016 onward, I mean, every rap beat had a producer tag right on the front.
Yeah.
What are some producers, some things that maybe you've seen that maybe you appreciate now a little bit more? You're like, wow, like, I remember finding out, like, Pharrell's 4 count, and I'd be like, Pharrell, like, I knew Pharrell was the happy guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had, like, a whole way beyond just that. And when I found that out, I'm like, wow.
Astonished,
like,
right?
Yeah, you kind of rethink everything that you already knew. But what is that kind of for you?
Shoot, man. I mean, my, like, top guys, like Metro Boomin. I really, like, mess with his beats. Some of them are, like, a little bit more like, what's it called? I'll say some of them are, like, I don't know. I say majestic because, like, just like the instruments that he uses on some of his tracks, like sometimes heavy violins, crazy pianos, some crazy chords that he lays down too, man. It just like the sound just becomes just like dramatic, and then it becomes and then when you add like that like kind of darker feel to it, because he'll add synthesizers to it to like that natural sounding and stuff like that, and then on top of that you got like 21 Savage coming in here like rapping some gangster. It just gives you something different, right? Something that you're not, I guess, as adjusted to, I would say.
Certainly, yeah.
And then not only that is he's very versatile with it.
Okay.
For example, the Spider-Verse album.
Right. Which I know that you're a huge Spider-Man fan.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But he obviously did produce that,
Yep.
Had Sway Lee on it.
He had a lot of like great people.
I have Annihilate in my liked.
Yep, Sway Lee. You got Lil Wayne on there, He has that song Self-Love with Coyle Ray.
Okay.
Where I think that's how you say her name. That one's that's my jam, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that goes hard.
Well, and that's the Sunflower Post Malone. Is that on that or no?
No.
Is that
That's another one.
Okay.
That's the more recent one with yeah, that's the newest soundtrack, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, like Heroes and Villains, that album's really good. It's
Okay.
like just it's just more of like a what's it called? symphonic sound, I guess.
Right.
Like he uses a lot of violins, a lot of orchestrated stuff.
Okay.
Heavy basses. Like he'll use brass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just the sounds that he picks and chooses to use just really stick out to my ear, and it just like pleases my ear for sure.
Yeah, right.
I would say that he just like I said, just very versatile, man.
Certainly.
Not trying to glaze, but yeah,
No.
just very versatile.
Right. But
yeah,
that's definitely a producer that you and it seems like you very much understand like what you're hearing, right? I mean, surely it's one thing to know, but then it's another thing to make. Like if I'm sure you've seen videos of people like 100% like the exact same as. So how does Metro and even what you hear and other producers that you hear, how does that influence what you make? Because like I mentioned, like Final Boss, like, I mean, there's certain things like I hear and I'm like, yeah, like I could close my eyes. I like no doll.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is the exact, like how you describe it is where I would put it.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at all of these things,
Yeah.
how do you like pick and choose what to put, where to put it, and how to put it?
Yeah.
And especially with that influence of what you know, the knowledge that you've had being self-taught, how does that kind of all come together?
I guess I kind of figured out like my own process when it comes down to it.
Okay.
Um,
So like maybe take me step by step.
I got you.
You pull up an FL Studio file.
I'm like,
You name I'm sure it's just untitled. It's usually
I usually just do an empty one. So what it does is so I'll load up FL.
Right.
I just go and choose a template is what it gives me an option to do. I just use an empty one because I don't need anything else besides just what I'm gonna choose from. Is how I think of it. I'm like, okay, I only want what I need, and I don't need any extra BS with it.
Right.
Typically nowadays, I start off trying to make like a melody, right?
Okay.
So, for example, like Final Boss last night, it was this like little 4-note melody, right? And then from there, I just trust myself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because like your ear will be like, okay, well, this sounds like this is what I hear. It's like, does that make sense? Like that voice in your head will be like, this is what I hear.
Yeah, this is like an intuitive, like sixth sense that you have.
Exactly.
When you're in this
like,
program.
Yeah, when you're when you're listening, right? Or like, for example, when you're editing, you're sitting there and you're like, you see like a funny moment happen. You're like, oh my gosh, like I just know the perfect sound that would go at that exact spot, right?
Right.
Or like your head just goes there. You're like, oh my gosh, when I hear this, I hear this sound and I can see this sound fitting right here. You know what I mean?
So have you had like that moment where nothing's working?
All the time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like lately on stream, bro, like because I try and do like a game and I'll do music or music and then a game. Lately on stream, I've been having this, like, I don't know if it's like a mental block, but like I have a struggle when I'm like sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, like I need to come up with something, right?
Right.
I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. So I've been trying to stream a little bit more and trying to be music focused a little bit more, if that makes sense. Cause I'm like, I know I can game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, man, like I'll get to certain parts. Like there'll be certain like melodies and stuff. Like I have a certain guitar melody that I've made.
Okay.
And it's a cool like little pattern that I have. However, I'm like at the point, like it's just the melody. That's it. Like when I hear it, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I could add the drums, but I'm like, the drums just like, that's not what I need. I need something else to like fill the void, because they're like, when you listen to music, something that like I like typically do is I try and like fill the space, if that makes sense. Cause like there are certain like, I'm not trying to go like too in depth in this right now.
But you start layering things a bit more because you're like, oh, maybe there's not something on the deep end. Or like maybe there is missing a hi-hat, kick, snare, or whatever.
If it needs like a synth, or if it needs like like if my bass is too low, I need to like bring it up or something like that. Or like even like because like let's say if I start off with that pattern, right? We'll go back to that, right? So if I'm doing that pattern, I'm like, okay, this is what I think would sound good. I just do it.
Yeah,
I just do it.
Because there's like a little painter app that, or part of it where there's like a piano.
It's a piano roll is what it's called.
And then you place notes where you want them.
If I'd like to, correct. Okay. Yep. Or I can just straight up play the keys.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes I just play the keys and I'm like, okay, what can I hear? What can I come up with first? And then I'm like, okay, I can't do it. I'm just like, okay, I'll paint something in, because it just makes it, you sometimes just get something crazy. And last night I got something crazy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so it just happens like that.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of keep moving forward and you're like, okay, well, what if I move this here, you know? It's just kind of, like I said, just that intuitiveness that you said. Okay. Just trusting yourself and be like, okay, I think this would sound good. And you just gotta try it, man. The thing with music, the thing with I would say even editing, is you just got to be willing to try things, man. Like, you can't be scared of being like, okay, well, I don't think the people are going to like this sound, It's just like, okay, it's that one sound. You know what I mean? Just let's get over it. This is what I have this conversation. I'm like, let's just get over it. It's fine. I like it. That's what matters. You know,
because you posted a beat today on YouTube, if I'm not wrong.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a beat that I've kind of had for a while. That's something I'm gonna start doing, especially on my YouTube. I want to start being a lot more active on my YouTube. Like, I'm gonna start doing my basketball vlogs and stuff like that. Like, I have my third one. No. My third one. My third one I'm working on right now. I have some RV there yet content too.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I'm trying to do a little bit more, just kind of expand like my horizon and see kind of what my strengths and weaknesses are essentially. And then, but yeah, back into the music and stuff like that. It's just like trying to see like, oh my God, I totally spaced out, bro.
But in general, there a lot of it is really intuitive.
Yeah.
And you have obviously a gift and a skill that I like as much music as I played through orchestra and listen.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can get there.
Yeah.
But it obviously takes time.
Yes.
And it takes like understanding, and I'm going to bring a golf reference into this, okay?
Do you think?
Because I've been kind of in that, I've been in that kind of zone of like, I'm very analytical.
Okay.
I see a shot. I want to know exactly what I'm doing for that shot. So then I'm like, okay, how do I set up for that shot?
Yeah.
It's like I hit that bunch of folders.
Yeah.
Right? I look through everything. I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
I click that folder. What's the next step?
Yep.
And what's the next step? And what's the next step? And it's a bunch of drop boxes through each thing. And then next shot, reset. Would you say that is kind of like how your thought process goes? You build the melody. It's something obviously that comes through your head, maybe a voice note that you've recorded.
Yeah.
And then it continues to kind of like, oh, I like that, or I want to experiment with that. Like, because you have a handful of plugins, it looks like, whether bought or not. It seems like obviously it looks like you know what you're doing. You pop up a plugin and I'm looking at the stream and I'm like, how does he know what like all 60 of these things do? And obviously some of them are just preset, but then sometimes you're fine tuning things. And I mean, even for a lot of music that I've made, like all the beats have been looked up on YouTube. So somebody else has made them.
Of course. Yeah.
But then when I start getting into like recording the vocals, right?
You look at it.
And I'm like, okay, I think that this one needs a doubled vocal.
Right.
Or like, there's one thing that I still cannot figure out when I'm coming through the effects.
Yeah.
And mind you, I guess this is just more story rhetorical. But when I ever hear somebody, it's not a call and answer, but it's more of a echo.
Yeah, a delay.
Yeah, pretty much a delay, but like I never know how to do it because I'm like, do I splice it and then do I add it? And then obviously, it goes down in volume so how I do it, which is very roundabout in Ableton, is I'll record the vocals, the raw vocals of what it is. So like the verse itself, right? Then obviously I keep those gaps in there because then I'm not saying it in that vocal because it's supposed to be delayed. So then I'll go back and when it comes through, then I'll say it. So it's like a separate track with pretty much the same vocal effects on it, but I'm creating a more handmade delay.
Yeah.
Instead of like making a delay with an effect.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Of course.
And I can never figure out. I have looked up, I'm like, I don't even know what to look up. like I know how it is in my head. I'm like, could I just like, do I like do a certain song that I'm like, so many songs have like these delays.
Yeah.
But I can never figure out one, what to look up, two, how to fix it. So like I brute force that. I'm just like, it gets the job done.
Yeah.
It maybe isn't 100% there of where I would like it to be, but have you had those moments where it's just like, again, you see something and you visualize something, you hear it in your head, and then you're like, how again do I paint this thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I do quite consistently, like, especially when it comes to like working with like, I say my homies, but like artists. I'll say artists in this case scenario.
Yeah, and other people that
like, So like when it comes to like working with other people in general, I kind of like go about sound, like what they prefer going over and like what sounds I can make, if that makes sense. So I'm like, okay, well, what's my ability? So like one of my artists that I work with, his name is Wyatt, Y-I-T, with a 1. But for example, he really enjoys like a little bit more hip hop and stuff like that. Sure. He really enjoys a little bit more of like that boom bap, like old school 90s type of vibe and stuff like that.
Underground hip hop.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more like of a beat that you can kind of talk on, you know, a little bit, you know, spit something on and be like, okay, talk about my feeling, talk about whatever, you know, do what you got to do, you know what I mean? Tell a story, like a story beat almost essentially. Or as like another artist, he likes my homie Princey Goat. He really enjoys a little bit more variation. So like right there, I can get away with a little bit more. So it's a little bit more leeway, if that makes sense. Yeah. And so stuff with like that, when it comes to actually putting it down, there is a little bit of a struggle sometimes. Because like if it's, for example, if I'm trying to make something like hip hop-ish, I'm like, okay, I really try and dial in on certain noises, certain sounds that are within that kind of realm, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it can be somewhat formulaic without being formulaic, like where it's the same beat every time. Exactly. You change the notes a little bit.
Yeah, and then I don't want stuff also sounding, because when you think about like a classic like 90s hip-hop beat, I mean, for the most part, you think of like, you know, you got your bass, you got your kicks, and then you got your melody that's going like boom, 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 and you got like your like a super simple bass that's going and then you got like your kick that's just hitting. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so when like everything's like that, it's like it's more natural sounding. If that makes sense. So
when it seems like you understand what you're doing and how to build it.
But when it comes down to like painting that picture and actually taking it, sometimes it's a little bit harder because there is so much sounds. There is a lot of options. And so that's where it gets a little tricky, because when I'm sitting there being like, okay, well, I know what I need, but none of these gosh darn sounds are what I need. And I've been sitting there going through a whole page of like snares, and everybody's
you know, everything sounds somewhat the same. Well, and I'm sure it's probably difficult when you try something new, because then it's like, oh, like now we're finding new territory. Yeah. What can we do with this melody? Exactly. What can we do with this even key signature? Like this sounds way different, or it has this like really weird, not even like airy, but like when you mention like bass, like sometimes it's just like, it does just sound a little different, right? And then how you build it out through different verses, choruses, different things like that. Would you say that you're well-versed? Did you have to like learn music theory in a way, or a lot of it is just sound and how it feels?
Most of it is sound and how it feels.
Okay.
And then also, I guess,
which again, like, even with music theory, it very much works, because typically what does sound good is
what's good
is typically a part of the theory of music.
Exactly. But I've been trying to learn also how to play the keys a little bit with my little keyboard and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy on like music theory. I have like a couple books that I've been reading and stuff like that, just to get that basic understanding back. This thick of a book. It's just like the entirety of music. It's like a music book and stuff. So it talks about like crescendos, decrescendos, like everything. So it's like I've been kind of picking at that a little bit and kind of tapping into that, but nothing like really crazy, I would say. Sure. I just shoot, man. Just kind of whatever I enjoy, you know what I mean? It's good. It's good, and then it's just like it can be bad sometimes, you know. Sometimes like I'm like, oh,
like that. Like what? I've definitely had stuff like that, where like either that I've made some songs in the past. Yeah. Like there's a song called Knock Knock, which is like, I wouldn't say it's like a horror song, but it's like meant to be played around that time. It's more of like a playful nature of like
Halloween time.
Yeah. I did one when like Area 51 and like all the people were, they're going to raid Area 51. I built a song around that. And at the time I thought these songs were really good. They are probably the worst songs that I've ever heard.
But honestly, that's like how I feel too. Like listening to some, like even on my SoundCloud, because like I don't be releasing I don't be showing people my SoundCloud that much, but like my SoundCloud has like literally my first song I've ever dropped. Right. And so it's like, but I like it at the same time, because it shows you progression. It shows you that you are taking steps, because like it's really hard to see that, especially when you're doing stuff like this, not necessarily by yourself, but also to the extent where you're kind of just like in your own head, if that makes sense. It just gives you that self-confidence that I think a lot of people need, and like some people really need. I mean, I know I need it for sure, because like it's one thing hearing it from your friends and be like, oh my gosh, bro, that beat you cooked up, that song you cooked up was so good, man. Like, that was the best thing I've ever heard. But then when you're at home and you're like, and you think that you got something fire, and you're like, okay, all right. And then like, let's say the next morning you go listen to it, it's just like, shoot, man.
Yeah, that happens with thumbnails a lot.
Right?
That happens a lot. I'm like,
right?
man, like, I'm glad I got the product done. But then so what I'll do is I'll keep it up on my monitor.
Yeah.
I'll go away for a few hours, whether I'm out and about with the boys or whatever. Then I'll come back and I'll be like, if I'm not wowed,
right,
we got to do something else.
No, but that's a good thing to have too. Right. Like, Nick Mira is also another person I watch. I don't know if you know too much about him.
Okay.
But he's made a very significant amount of Juice WRLD's like top songs, like Lucid Dreams. He's
that white guy.
Yeah.
In the hotel room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. He's a goober. He's really cool though. Honestly, like, I tap into his streams all the time, watch his YouTube and stuff. I actually, for like my personal sake, sometimes what I do is I've been watching XQC. The reason I've been watching XQC though is because for his like little, he calls it DJ toenail, whatever, because he's learning how to make music. He's learning how to make beats and stuff like that. And so he's had T-Pain on. He's had like, Nick Mira on. So I watched that latest episode of Nick Mira. And like, he said some stuff that kind of resonated with me a little bit, which was just like, you got to like what you are making. When you export it, he was like, exporting is like essentially like saving the track. It's like, making sure you can put it into your Google Drive, put it into your files, essentially, right? But he's like, you just need to be happy with it at the end of the day. He was like, who cares what anyone else thinks? He's like, because that's the one thing that's going to matter at the end of the night. He's like, because it's your music. And he's like, the only thing that's you're going to gain from this is like, he said that you're just going to make your own sound. You're just going to like evolve type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like stuff like that is really cool because like, it's just nice to hear that from a professional. It's just realism. It's not like it's not no BS. You know what I mean?
Right. Because again, these producers have made it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, whoa, but they have the same thought process as me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does kind of mold that feeling of like, oh, like what I'm doing is actually good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it, and that's what it should be.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure a lot of people, they can make a ton of beats a day. They can make what they want, right?
Exactly.
But again, like, I mean, I'm sure even in the music industry, which I'm not even pretty sure, I'm sure, they do take hits on things that are a little bit of a risk, but then they also play things that are very safe, right?
Exactly.
And obviously rap is probably one of those industries in general that allows a little bit more freedom because we've gone through an era that maybe beats might have been great, lyrics maybe not, and we got 6ix9ine as like the biggest artist, right? MGK coming into rap, and then now transitioning out.
It's just
not to diss anyone,
no,
but
and I get it.
Beats have been fire,
yeah.
But again, we do allow a little bit more freedom, and I think that's more or less an example of that. And so,
of course, yeah.
I think even with your confidence, like even hearing what you're saying about Nick and his experience with XQC and what like those little tidbits, I think it's in the right place. Sure, like we might not be like making $1 million deals with like a record label to go drop our own music, but
I'm happy I'm doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing something you love, and
exactly.
At one point that passion will turn to that paycheck. And I think even with what you mentioned, I think you're on the greatest of paths to do that.
I appreciate that.
And continuing to kind of build your story, your journey through a lot of your SoundCloud work, through your YouTube. And I mean, I remember myself looking at a lot of those people and being like, wow, like how do they make these? These seems like these Goliath people, but really they're in the same thought process as me. Maybe they're doing it a lot better.
Yeah.
But at least I had the same knowledge. And so it's how do we apply it?
Exactly.
And so I want to ask, because I know I mentioned even the era of music where maybe we've gone from like the 80s and 90s where, man, what you were saying was like 100% true. And, you know, the beats definitely backed it up. You know, we have New York, Biggie, we have Tupac around that, and Wu-Tang Clan, these groups that were so much of a pioneer for music, rap, beats in general.
Yeah.
So my question is, knowing what we know now with where beats have gone and artists that have maybe hopped on tracks and, you know, maybe ciphers or, you know, came out with very popular songs that became very viral. what would you say is your hottest take in music today?
Oh gosh. I feel like, oh gosh, I feel like I've quite a few, and a lot of people might hate me. Not in like in a bad way. It's not like me dissing on nobody, right? It's just more like I just don't really mess with like some of this new stuff that's coming out, like any of it.
Okay.
Like when I mean any of it, I mean any of it, bro. It's really tough. Like I'm not trying to sit there and be like, okay, that's my hot take. It's just like any music that's been coming out.
Right.
Like there are people that are going crazy with it, but I'm just like, some of these like ciphers, like the Ian cipher, bro. These double XL ciphers are complete garbage, bro.
Yeah.
The only fire one was probably Lil Dicky's freestyle on double XL 2016, bro.
That
like,
was actually a good
like freestyle. Like
right.
he actually sat there and he spat some stuff, bro. Like it wasn't like he used his words like a man, and he sat there and he was like actually like coming up with some goofy stuff,
right?
But also some just like actual bars too. You know what I mean? But it's just like, in general, don't get me wrong, I still love me some Uzi, I still love me some stuff, but like some of that Playboy Cardi stuff sometimes, like I got a couple songs by him, but it's just like sometimes it's too much, bro. Like
now, one thing, I'm not a huge Playboy Cardi fan. Not a huge fan of it.
No, I can't.
I think he's a better feature artist than he is a solo artist, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Where like I hear him on like a Weekend song, or I hear him as just like a feature.
I'm like, damn, he went crazy.
Like, whoa, that was really good. I cannot get into his music at all.
Yeah, it's super hard for me.
Other side of it, I definitely agree, even with the XXL freshman freestyles, are just artists, maybe the shift in tone of rap.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's not what it used to be. And obviously we had a giant beef last year that between two of the biggest artists
known to man.
Right? Going neck for neck.
Yeah.
And
band for band.
Bar for bar.
Sure.
flow for flow, bar for bar.
Going crazy with it.
But maybe, I guess, even to your point, that there is a lost nature to the whole artistry of rap, in a way that you have people that maybe hop on a cypher or a freestyle, which, again, some people very much love that, like, people can freestyle very well. Some people don't think that freestyles are like the epitome of your career, right?
Yeah.
Or as an artist, as a rapper, right?
Of course.
But we do have some people that maybe don't take it as seriously as maybe other people, or has been over the past 25 years.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, though.
Yeah, it's just like, and what I mean by like any of the newer music coming out, like trust me, I like all the like the cool new genres that are coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many different like sounds that are coming out. You got like funk now, which is like EDM, but it's like slowed down EDM and stuff like that. You know, you got like synth waves and stuff like that. You got all kinds of different like subgenres within these genres. It's like crazy. You got like alternative like trap and stuff like that. Right. You got alternative rap. You got alternative, pop. And like there's all these just different subgenres, just obviously for example and stuff like that. But on top of that, it's just like some of the stuff I can't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like I want to be able to like hear what you got to say. And then like second of all, it's just like sometimes I feel like it's just like I'm hearing the same thing sometimes.
Same topic, different beat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, that's cool, and I appreciate it, but let's
you want to feel something. You want to feel moved or inspired or just appreciate what they're making.
Yeah, like stuff like, I mean, I listen to gangster stuff like Moneybagg Yo and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this song's hard, like it'll be hitting, like the bass will be hitting, the beat's cool. I'm like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just some of these. I'm trying to think of like a song that I just really did not like lately. Shoot, bro. I don't know if I can come up with one off the top of the head, but yeah,
I couldn't either.
It's just like, I guess more my vibe is just like being able to understand, being able to vibe with it, and also just making sure that like it's just like a good song overall, man. Like it just needs to be, you know what I mean? Like
I agree. And that brings me to one of my final things that I want to talk about, because this year rap songs and rap albums have been on the minimal, but a lot of the ones that have came out have done really well for people that do enjoy that specific sound, artist, whatever it may be. What is have you been following up with some of the rap albums of this year? Do you have one that's like been your favorite, maybe a few songs from it?
Yeah, I really mess with Gunna. His latest album was really good, honestly.
Okay.
I know
that is a little controversial.
It is. It is.
I will say.
It is, definitely, because he does do the same like kind of sound, but the thing with his sound is like it's his sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No one else can replicate that. And that's a reason. That's like, and that's what also is like, to me, like, I'm trying to find my sound. You know, everyone has their own sound. You know what I mean? That's why people like listening to them. But it's been pretty good. He's got some pretty good bangers on there. Another good one, JID. He went crazy.
I really like that album.
That album was really, really good.
Really
outstanding, bro.
Have you listened to the Clips album at all?
The Clips? I listened to a couple of them. I haven't just sat down and gotten a chance just because I'm trying to get my stuff organized. It's been a minute since I've actually had the time to like sit down and listen to new music.
Right.
Most of the time I'm at work and I'm like, okay, I'm like, got that song shuffle on. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'll hear something new, you know?
If you ever do listen to that, very phenomenal album.
Oh, yeah.
Like sonically, I mean, done by Pharrell, so like
definitely.
you know that it's going to be perfect,
bro.
but it's soft coke rap from like the 2000s, but it also has like
a couple songs for sure.
It has a maturity level that I think
does, bro.
That I think even a lot of artists now, just because I don't think that they're a lot older, have. And I really like it. I haven't listened to that Freddie Gibbs Alchemist album, Alfredo 2. I haven't listened to that yet.
That one was dude, that was crazy too. I like the first album too that they did. That first album was crazy. Second one, I haven't like picked my favorite songs yet, but I just go through, bro. Like those like more boom bap Alchemist, like that Alchemist type of vibe, Griselda vibe. Right. I definitely take my time and I'm like, okay, I want to listen to this. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear what they got to say and stuff. But no, they've been going hard. Like when I go out, the homies are like, yo, play that. I'm like, okay. Right. And so that's the first thing I play, you know what I mean? Right. But no, they do really great work. I mean, that's like the type of vibes, like I'm all over the place with my music. I won't lie. Like
but having, at least you're trying to find that direction,
Exactly. But just like for an ear for it, like, you know, Metro to like Alchemist, it just helps me like get an understanding from these different genres because I also want to stay versatile. Right. I also want to be trying different sounds and trying different genres as well, just to like expand my knowledge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I don't want to be stricken to one thing because like, dude, one day it'd be cool to like work with the Alchemist or just even sit there and like be in the presence of that goat. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And again, like even some producers like Pharrell and even like Alchemist, like a lot of people are not so like in your face that like this is the song that they made. Certainly in like small little ways, but like sometimes, I mean, you don't realize like who actually made this song. No, like who was the person that made this beat.
Yeah. I remember being younger trying to figure that out.
Right. But and obviously in the rap scene a lot more, you hear producer tags all the time. And even now I'm still finding, I'm like, oh, he made that song. And you start realizing, like I mentioned with Pharrell's 4 Count, I'm like, I hear it. I'm like, I think that must be him. Now I got to go find this out for myself. But my final question to you, Andrew, BarrowBeatz, as a person, I really want to learn, and I hope that we learn, but I want to hear from you. Who is Andrew Barrow?
Yeah, man. Personally, like I'm someone that's, how do I put this? I'm not trying to sound like cocky or nothing. I want to be able to like do good. I'll describe like what I want to do, if that makes sense. I don't like talking about myself too much like that. I can't, it's hard for me. But like I want to do like, if there's ever anything that can come good of what I'm doing, definitely want to be helping out the communities. I want to sit there and be able to be a good vibe, be someone that's real. Like I'm not going to sit there like get money and grab chains and grab like everything, you know. I want to set my fams up. I want to set my friends up, you know what I mean? Like I want to take care of like real stuff, real problems, and not like BS and like, you know, ignore all that stuff, man. That's like my main goal. And like I just want to stay true to myself and not like be fake. I don't want to be none of that stuff, man. Like that's truly like where I'm at mentally. I just want to be good vibe, man. Just give out good vibes and just, you know, just stay on it, man. Just be humbled and do right. Just do right, man. That's it. That's it.
That is incredible. I love asking people this question because I love hearing the answers that people have.
It's tough, bro.
Whether that is, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
It's like some people have very different answers, and I absolutely loved yours. Just doing right with the right principles, with the right people around you.
Yeah.
For your success, their success, and for the betterment of each other.
Exactly.
And I absolutely love that. Andrew, is there anything else that you would like to mention? Lakers, Beats. If not, I mean, it's certainly up to you.
No, I mean, I think I'm good. I just do want to say real quick, thank you. Once again, I know I said this off camera, but I want to say it real quick on camera. I appreciate you, brother Jared. You are my guy. Thank you for having me on today.
I appreciate you,
Yes,
Andrew.
man,
Thank you so much for coming on, by the way,
man.
my guy.
It's always nice talking to you. Always good energy, good vibes, man. I know you've been doing this for a long time, bro. So it's nice to see you like being up there, bro. I'm like, dang. I was like, this fool's got this many subscribers. I'm like, damn. I was like, he's moving.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Of course.
If you guys want to follow Andrew on any social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, pretty much BarrowBeatz, BARR0W. Now on a few, it's .beats with a Z. On a few, like Twitch, it's without the dot.
It's just Twitch and YouTube without the dot.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah,
which would make sense because it's, I guess, a non-handle platform, which makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, exactly.
YouTube and Twitch, excuse me, BarrowBeatz with a 0 instead of an O, and then BarrowBeatz on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I don't know the third one. It's whatever the middle one is. I don't remember. I see the graphic.
Twitter.
You can find him anywhere else. BarrowBeatz.
Just BarrowBeatz.
Even with the dot, even without the dot, you will find him. BarrowBeatz with a 0 instead of an O. You go check out Andrew. All the beats, all the vlogs that he's making. And hopefully you guys did enjoy episode 87
Appreciate y'all.
of The Realest Podcast. I have no confetti for Andrew.
It's okay.
Because that's typically what we do here, where a guest get to pop confetti at any time of the podcast. I don't have any. Party City shut down.
It's okay. We're good.
So with that said, episode 87 of The Realest Podcast. Go check out Andrew and all the work that he's doing. Banner is right behind me. I'll see you guys in the next one. 07 and peace. Peace.